지곡이 진짜면 코좀 지국? 지민 정국? 후 찾으셨나요?
Hello everyone, welcome back to JIKOOK Diaries channel. The air around the fandom feels electric again. Armies all over the world are barely breathing after what just happened because, yes, JIKOOK is back. It's not just a rumor, not a theory born out of tiny glances or matching accessories. It was confirmed in a live. The kind of confirmation that sends chills down your spine, makes your heart skip a beat, and brings back that familiar warmth that only Jimin and Jungkook can ignite. And to top it off, Jimin attended Jin's concert. The way these pieces fell together tonight feels like fate reminding us that no matter what happens, JIKOOK's connection is still there, burning quietly but powerfully. Let's rewind a bit. The live started out simple, casual, even. Jungkook was just talking to fans, relaxed, laughing in that effortless way that always melts everyone. His hair fell just right over his forehead, and his tone was gentle, soft, and nostalgic. Fans were flooding the chat, asking everything from his upcoming music to how he's been spending his days. But, as always, one topic stood out above all: Jimin. Every army watching knew the tension that lingered there, the question that no one dared to ask directly for months. Are Jimin and Jungkook still close? Are they still the same JIKOOK we used to see sharing knowing glances and unspoken tenderness? And then, in the middle of the live, it happened. Jungkook smiled a soft, real smile that lit up his face, and he mentioned him. Jimin. Just the sound of that name from his lips was enough to make fans lose it. He said it casually, but with that warmth that can't be faked. He laughed as he recalled a memory, something they did together recently, and that was all it took for the chat to explode. Within seconds, JIKOOK is back started trending worldwide on X. It wasn't a rumor mill working overtime, it was Jungkook himself acknowledging Jimin again. Naturally, with no hesitation. But the night didn't stop there. Because just as fans were recovering from the shock of the live, pictures started circulating clear, beautiful, and full of meaning. Jimin was seen at Jin's concert. Not hiding, not trying to blend in, but truly there. His presence was like a spark in the dark, one that lit up the hearts of millions. It was the first time in a while that fans had seen him out at such an event, and his timing couldn't have been more perfect. Jin's concert was already an emotional night filled with tears, nostalgia, and pride. But when people noticed Jimin in the audience, the energy in the room changed completely. He looked stunning, of course. Jimin always does. But there was something else about him that night, a glow, a calmness, a kind of silent happiness that fans couldn't help but connect back to Jungkook's earlier live. Because when Jungkook talked about Jimin, you could see it in his eyes. That softness, that kind of love that doesn't fade with time or distance. Fans began putting the pieces together fast. The timing of the live, the things Jungkook said, the way he smiled when talking about someone, and then Jimin being seen at Jin's concert right after, it all lined up. The universe was screaming it, and fans were listening. They're still close, still connected, still them. Theories began to swirl across social media within hours. Some noticed Jungkook wearing a bracelet that looked identical to one Jimin was seen wearing months ago. Others pointed out how Jungkook's mood in the live felt lighter than it had been in a long time, as if something or someone had brought that spark back into him. And then there were the die-hard JIKOOK detectives who replayed every second of that live, analyzing his smiles, the way he leaned back when reading certain comments, the way he paused before mentioning Jimin's name as if savoring it. But even without the theories, the energy was enough. Armies know these two better than anyone, and when something real is happening, the fandom feels it collectively. It's like an invisible thread that pulls everyone together again back to the memories of shared moments. From the 2017 lives to the 2021 performances that radiated undeniable chemistry. At Jin's concert, something else beautiful happened. A fan caught a moment when Jimin, seated quietly in the crowd, smiled as Jin performed a song that held special meaning for BTS as a group. The camera didn't catch him for long, but just enough for fans to notice that his eyes softened, almost as if he was thinking about the past, about the bond they all share, and maybe, just maybe, about the person who had spoken so fondly of him just hours earlier.
어디 이게 어떻게 여기 들어가?
아니 거기만
잠깐만, 아 뭐야? 이거 나 날아다니는데?
The fandom exploded with emotions. Some cried, some screamed, some sat in stunned silence watching the clips and lives replayed on loop. Because it wasn't just about JIKOOK being back, it was about what they represent. Love that doesn't fade even under pressure. Connection that defies rumor-s, distance, and time apart. The kind of bond that's quietly unshakable. What made this moment even more powerful was how natural it felt. There wasn't a forced statement or a carefully staged reunion. It was organic. Two people whose lives have been intertwined for years just continuing to exist in each other's orbit, effortlessly. That's what makes JIKOOK special. They don't need to announce it. You feel it. And that's exactly why this confirmation hit so hard. For months, armies have wondered what was happening between them. The silence felt heavy at times. Some feared they had drifted apart, while others believed that their bond was simply too deep to break. Tonight, it feels like those hopes were validated. Because even without dramatic gestures or grand statements, they showed us that what they have is real. In the quiet way Jungkook spoke, and the simple fact that Jimin showed up, it all screamed love, loyalty, and connection. And fans know it. This isn't about shipping or fantasy anymore. It's about recognizing that these two souls have found something profound in each other, a friendship, a love, whatever name one wants to give it, that continues to shine through. Jimin being at Jin's concert wasn't just support for Jin, it was a reminder that BTS, despite the solo paths and the military hiatus, are still deeply tied. It was like a piece of the puzzle clicking back into place. And when Jungkook spoke about Jimin, it wasn't just a random mention, it was warmth. It was familiarity. It was home. What's even more heartwarming is how the fandom united again over this. No drama, no arguments, just love and joy. People were sharing edits, fan art, and throwbacks of JIKOOK moments through the years. From their playful banter in early Bangtan bombs to the quiet, meaningful looks during concerts, everything came flooding back. It's like we were all reminded why we fell in love with their bond in the first place. Jungkook's live wasn't long, but it carried weight. When he looked into the camera with that soft gaze, fans felt like he was letting them in, showing a piece of his heart again. He's always been expressive, but there's a different kind of sincerity when he talks about people he cares deeply about. And that's what made tonight unforgettable. As for Jimin, his quiet presence spoke louder than words. Just showing up, smiling, being there, that's who he is. He doesn't need to say much to make a statement. His actions, as always, do the talking. By the time the night ended, armies had turned the internet into a celebration. JIKOOK is back, Jimin at Jin's concert, and Jungkook live all trended simultaneously. It wasn't just news, it was an emotional reunion for millions of people who have followed their journey for nearly a decade. And perhaps what makes all of this so touching is how real it feels. There's no performance, no showmanship, just two people who have always been each other's constants. Through the highs and lows, through distance and silence, they always find their way back. So tonight, armies can breathe again. The world feels a little brighter. The music sounds a little sweeter. And the bond that everyone thought might have faded shines stronger than ever. Because JIKOOK isn't just a name, it's a story. One of connection, loyalty, and a kind of love that's pure and enduring. No matter where life takes them next, one thing is certain. Jimin and Jungkook will always find a way to remind the world that they're still together. In heart, in spirit, and in the quiet moments that say more than any words ever could. JIKOOK is back, and this time, it feels even more beautiful than before. And that's it for today's video, Army. What a night, what a moment to remember. The air around the fandom feels alive again. And we can't stop smiling knowing that Jimin and Jungkook are still connected in the most beautiful way. Whether it's through small gestures, quiet support, or unspoken love, JIKOOK always finds their way back to each other. And to us. If you felt those same chills while watching the live, or if your heart skipped a beat seeing Jimin at Jin's concert, you're definitely not alone. This is why we love them, because their bond reminds us that some connections are simply meant to last. Thank you so much for watching and for staying with me through every JIKOOK moment, rumor, and confirmation. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss another update about JIKOOK, BTS, and everything that makes ARMY's heart flutter. Tell me in the comments below what was your reaction when Jungkook mentioned Jimin on live? And did you spot Jimin at Jin's concert before everyone else did? Let's talk about it because tonight truly feels like history for the fandom. Until next time, keep streaming, keep supporting, and keep believing in the magic of JIKOOK. This is JIKOOK Diaries, signing off with love.